morning. So the document that you're seeing right here, right in front of you, is built. Excuse me, is built for the understanding of the standard. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, this is what I actually have to look at and address as your skills as a teacher. So what I do is I see this list of things, um, and it provides me details that I need to use with you. For example, engage and orient the reader is what we're talking about. This is very small, so hopefully you can see my eyes. Engage and orient the reader by setting out a problem, situation, or observation. So you're trying to introduce your conversation. You want me to be part of the story. You can't just be like, "Hey, you remember that one time?" No, because I don't know what that one time is. You're telling me a story. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've tried to make it easier for you. Contextualize the pieces of the story. So you need to give me some contextualization. It doesn't mean you just write context and you go, it was 1942 and Hitler had become, and you don't want to give it that kind of in contextualization. It could be the introduction to a natural story. Like, so there's one time where I was doing this, and that's fine. It could be any kind of introduction as long as you provide me some kind of contextualization. Also, the second piece of that is that it's smooth. This is a story, it's a narration, a narrative with a narrator, you. So the story has to have like a beginning, middle, and an end per se. It's not a plot line, it's a anecdote that you're providing back. So you need to be able to get from the beginning, the middle, and the end without there being a big break or a moment of like, whoa, what happened? How did I get from here to there? I do this with each of the standards. So what I'm actually trying to do is identify piece by piece what you need to do. This is not like a checklist for you per se. I'm not asking you to tell me specifically in 100% that this is exactly what you're going to do. This is a brainstorming exercise. So the goal here is that you fulfill this document, understanding the goals of a good narrative. And then as I build it, because I haven't yet, you'll actually see the breakdown of your standards piece by piece here, but it'll address this. How did you conclude? Did you use specific word choices? Was there an actual sense of mystery, or did you create a good tone, which is all that that's saying? Do you have a sense of mood and tone? Do I have an atmosphere for your story? This is all we're looking at right now. And as you build these, you need to recognize that 650 words is a short piece to do all these things. So this is not going to be a full-fledged narrative. However, you should be doing all of these in 650 words. As you continue through, as the document continues to build, I'll have more brainstorming for you. However, for this section, it is extremely important that you don't blow it off, but that you consider all the little bits and pieces that a good narrative would have, and that we can address each of these standards piece by piece. Because when I break it down into the rubric, if you fail at one of these parts, these are the breakdowns that I'll ask you to fix. So this is the standard that I'll look at and go, you don't engage me very well. You don't orient me well. There's not a lot of context. I need to go back and redo that. I would do that the same. You didn't use any real narrative technique. So how could you do that? Dialogue's one. Description, which is part of precise wording. Okay, so they kind of blend together at the time. But as you move forward, take your time with this. Even if you feel like you've done it or you have done your essay, go through and address. It's not a problem doing this. This is reflective writing at that point then.